Still waiting for the big DLC for Cyberpunk, but I was curious enough about the 1.5 update to start a new playthrough. When is the DLC coming out for Cyberpunk? How far away is that at this point? These poor robo-miners. No roadmap. Likely not close. No, that's a bit of a shame. Okay, well, we've got a ship back. Let's have a look at what we've got. We've got ISO resin. Okay. What the ISO resin? Either way, we kind of want to send another ship out. So how about we get someone over here? Who's ultra stressed? Shelly is not right now. Shelly, time to go and be stressed. Oh, thank you so much, Nomak. Diolch yn fawr iawn for the 8 months, buddy. I think they don't want to promise and not be ready. No, that's fair. Actually, that is actually completely fair. Considering. Oh. Has this rocket not received oxalite? Oh, it hasn't, no. Curious. There we go. Let's make that a nice big priority there. Okay, let's make it a 9 priority because I feel bad that I've already told Shelly to get inside. Okay, just waiting on the oxalite now. Once that happens, the ship will automatically launch. Maybe I shouldn't do that, actually. Shelly, hop back out because I don't want to cause this to launch while there's a impact event going on. Let's pop that back to 7. Ceiling collapse? What? Where? Oh, yes. I do like that it warns you about that. I'm most excited for indie games. Generally speaking, I get more excited for indie games than I do for AAAs. Generally speaking. There are some exceptions, though. And honestly, with Cyberpunk, it came down to my... Hang on, were you standing on nothing? Wizardry. Okay. Magic confirmed. Also, let's not build these just yet. I think we're going to need the ladders first. But Cyberpunk, I'm particularly keen on... Oh, God. On the... just the general theme of Cyberpunk, but also I'm very, very keen on Cyberpunk in particular as a role-playing system. So there was a lot of excitement for that. That wasn't specifically because it was a hyped game, but because it was that game in particular. Oh my lord, will someone please come along and let them out? Anyone? Anyone? I'm sorry your friends hate you, Planeseeker. I realise this is a hard way to learn about it. You know, they're just basically trying to get you killed. But they could have just told you that they weren't getting on with you anymore. And maybe you could have talked it through. But, yeah. Did they ever clean it up on the consoles, Nomak? Cyberpunk, that is? What? No, stop building it. Dig the rock. Oh, that probably, there was probably damage there because the heat in the pipe was so high because it was buried for a little bit. Oh. Okay, so interesting little bit of information. The sorry, please, I hadn't selected that. That was my bad. The reason why we're getting sporadic bursts of damage there is that liquid below a kilo doesn't undergo any phase changes. So because I'm dripping the liquid in here at 25 gram packets, although it's over the boiling point of water, it couldn't phase shift from liquid to gas. Of course, if it does phase shift, it'll cause damage to whatever container it's in. So in this case, a pipe. But that, because I'd closed it as a consequence of these being closed, that was causing this to back up. And so little by little, but 25 grams by 25 grams, this was running up into a 1 kilo packet. And the moment it hit that, it instantly flashed into steam. Really interesting. Oh. Poo. What I was going to do instead is run a signal down here to prevent these from releasing. I guess how would I do that? No, I think I would need a powered liquid shutoff. Problem is, it pulls 10 watts. And does overheat depending on the temperature of the liquid that goes through it. I guess I could have them here. Because then I could have a single carrier wire going through all of them that disables all of them at the same time. If it was that important to me. Is it that important to me is the question. Regardless, we need to shut those ones down. Does pressure make a difference? No, it doesn't. There's no difference in pressure, unfortunately. Which is a shame. Right, new principles are available, but the impact event is over. Have we loaded this? We have. Okay, so time for us, then, to send out James. James, go, go, go. Again, I really love the fact that this is now fully automated. As long as the rocket is ready to fly, if I send someone along, it triggers the whole launch sequence, opens the doors, does everything I need it to do. I haven't played Oni in a long while. Right before the plants expansion update. Wow, really? That's a hell of a long time. That's a hell of a long time, Coca-Cola. Oh, it was blocked briefly because things were in the way. once that's gone, the doors will start to close again in a moment. There we go. That will trap all of that CO2 and steam, which we will then make use of. Alright. Now, how are things going down here? Okay, the shovel farm is coming together. Why are you stuck up there? Okay, good. We're going to want conveyor rails. Let's build them out of... Okay. We're not building them out of steel. This would need to go basically straight up. This would basically need to come straight across. From here. Yeah, that actually needs to be there, sadly. I could make this look a little bit better, and I feel that I probably should. So what we'll do is we'll grab this. For the time being, we'll just place that there. This will prevent... won't break the current system, but will eventually be removed completely. Oh, that's sandstone. Oh, right. I just don't have enough igneous rock. Okay, fair enough. Let's just build that out of sandstone then, for now. Now this one will remove meat. Oh, I think someone may be at the door. Give me just a second, chat. I am back. Intruder alert, indeed. TK Core NXT. Sorry about that interruption there. Right. Okay, that's all in the right place. The meat, how are we going to get that down? That's an awful lot. It's a long way. Oh, actually, that being said, it only needs to hook up to this one. Okay, so instead of having to go around, we'll do this. And then we're still going to have to branch over something, so just the way that that one's going to be, unfortunately. And just a conveyor bridge just to make sure that it knows the direction it's moving in. That being said, the bridge there would indicate that, thinking about it, so that should be fine. Right, there we are. Well, it's going to take a little while to get all of this hooked up, but shouldn't be too bad. Okay. Well, while all of that's going on, let's go and check in on our new printables and also... Oh, wow. Bunch of steel. Fair enough. Get more done down here. So, with this all finished... Let's get everything down there moved. Let's pump that up to priority 7. The next stage to this, I would say, is... probably creating the gas. The Buddy Bud room. Now, what are the temperature tolerances of Buddy Buds? 20 to 40. Air pressure, 150 to 10,000. Oxygen, polluted oxygen, and carbon dioxide. Now, the room that we're going to have here, I'm fine with having some sort of access tunnel kind of going through this, and I kind of like this setup. We might even keep this and actually have this be a walled-in thing, but I think having it 4 wide is nice. So whatever we do, the next wall exists here, I feel. And... I mean, sure, we could actually enclose this off. It wasn't my intention initially, but yeah, I don't see much of a reason not to. Well, first, let's remove these, actually. That shouldn't remove the pipes. Once we've done that, and we'll do the same over here, we're going to run this down, and we'll have a transit tube access point here. And this little area can just exist. I could vacuum it out. I could still vacuum it out, in fact. And that wouldn't be a terrible idea. That said, though, this could honestly just be open to the air, and I could just have a plastic ladder running the full length, and that might be a little bit better than using a transit tube. Regardless, though, this is going to be the area where we have our the room for dealing with the gases. Now, I don't want it to be a very large room, but I am going to want probably at least 2 pumps in it. 2 gas pumps. 4 is a lot because gas pumps do actually pull a decent amount of energy to run. So if I had 2, each one splitting in these directions, I think that would be enough. If we had it there and there, for example, then we could... The main thing right now is that I figure out what the shape of the room needs to be. So there and there. And then we have a bunch of Buddy Buds in here. How many could we fit? How many do we have? Is a good question. 9. Alright. Now I forget the distance that's involved here, but we could have 4 of them set up in a similar fashion to this. Right here. And then... Does anyone remember how far down it counts? The tile? When it comes to a pip naturally planting something, that is. I should be very specific about that. So I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2 will work fine. So 1, 2, 2 spaces, 1, 2. It's 5 and 6s. So 5 to the left, 5 down, 6 to the right, 6 up. Ah, damn it, it's a little bit too far. That's a shame. And no, it would be too far. I could always use a metal tile to create the room that I want, but at the same time, honestly, the smaller the room, the easier it will be to fill. So the fact that we've got this in position is probably going to be fine. 5 up and right. My bad then. 5 up and right. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 tiles to the right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1 would be there. 1 would be there. Yeah. We're going to need to set it up basically along here in the same way that we've done elsewhere. So 1 there. Something along these lines. We will have to very carefully manage the accessibility to the materials involved. We'll replace these with just, I guess, sandstone would be fine. Let's grab you. Buddy buds can sit on this. They will be roughly centralized in the room, and then we'll have 2 vents on either side that will extract the oxygen in there and get that out. It's quite warm right now. What's the kind of temperature that we're seeing out the oxygen coming out of the electrolyzers? Ah, damn, that's a bit too high. Huh. I hadn't figured that we would need to pre-cool it. Well, that's a pain in the backside. Not gonna lie. Yeah, it's gonna be my Floral AC, yeah. I'm gonna pump the oxygen in from the electrolyzers, and then have 2 pumps pumping that back out then into the base. These don't specifically need to come from that. They could just be straight up oxygen. Might be nice though. Would it affect the duplicants to have oxygen being delivered via their atmosuits? Sorry, oxygen delivered by their atmosuit. What I meant to say was the floral scent delivered by their atmosuit. Sorry, I was reading chat at the time. This is a lot of oxygen demand there. I might just have 2 full pipes going in, and then 1 pipe coming down here. In fact, what I could also do is have 3 separate pumps in here. We'll remove that for now. Well, I would. Remove that for now. I could have 3 separate pumps still. 1 each to send just oxygen to the main base, and another one then to send oxygen to the atmosuits. But it will only send 1 packet of oxygen, which is not ideal. I feel like we're going to need 2, honestly, 1 each. I suppose I can still have that, though. I could have 2 pumps on one side, 2 pumps on the other side. It's just it's a lot of extra pumps going, considering the oxygen is right there. It's already coming down. Either way, let's allow this to be torn apart first. I'm not sure they'll be able to reach that, so let me cancel our deconstruct. Ah, I've probably already done the same here. I should have been thinking ahead a little bit more. I've never dealt with floral stuff. Yeah, it's one of these interesting ideas. Whether it turns into something useful or not, that's an entirely other matter, unfortunately. The main thing is that we've got this set up. I'm still going to need some water coming in here, though. So, probably going to have some liquid pipes about... well, honestly, if I'm using a bridge, then it's going to go wherever it wants to. I could have a bridge drop water over here. And something like this. This is just going to be liquid to be brought in here as the transfer medium for the chill. Hey, Casa, how you doing, sweetie? Hi, double anniversary! Have a good stream, my love. Oh, thank you so much for the 31 months, sweetheart. Did you just manage to get home? Can you see my O2 overlay for a moment? Sure you can. This is the O2 overlay. Not done until 4 your time. Oh, I'm sorry, sweetie. Well, I hope that you're not being too cheeky and watching streams while you're at work. But if you are, I will keep your secret safe. Thanks for dropping by, sweetheart. Yeah. Reasonably well oxygenated up here, where most of the dupes are actually doing anything. Not quite as much down here, but little by little, bit by bit, it's getting a bit better. Right, that needs to go. And we want a storage bin down here, specifically for the delivery of Buddy Bud seeds. My co-worker is talking about food and I'm upsetty. Oh, I'm sorry, sweetheart. You've got an amazing new job. Why don't you order some foods? Oh, actually, you're in work, so ordering food might not be so great. Do they have a canteen there? Okay, I would very much like to get this up and running, but it's probably going to take a little bit of time. Also, if I'm not going out on regular missions, then it's not really going to help. Where's the ship at the moment? 3.7 cycles on its way back. Also, I wanted to look up what ISO resin was. I have to save for apartment. I'm sure your saving for apartment can suffer you getting some food. Right, ISO resin, solid. ISO resin is crystallized sap composed of long-chain polymers. It's used in production of rare high-grade materials. Okay, so with abyssalite, reed fiber, and ISO resin, I can make insulation. Or with petroleum and ISO resin, I can make visco gel. Visco gel is a liquid polymer with high surface tension, preventing typical liquid flow and allowing for unusual configuration. I think you can stack this. So you can basically make liquid locks that are basically just straight up doors of liquid. Noms appreciate and value the moment you take them off the lot. Yes, I suppose they do. This liquefies into tungsten. At a very, very high heat, mind you, but... Insulation reduces heat transfer and is composed of recrystallized abyssalite. Hardness, 200. Nearly impenetrable. Specific heat capacity, extremely large. Actually, no thermal conductivity whatsoever. Alright. Very interesting. But the fact that it melts into tungsten is wild. Tungsten gas, dear God. So how much would you get of this? So with 80 kilos of abyssalite, 5 units of reed fiber and 15 isoresin, you could basically get 100 kilos of tungsten. Would you get straight... Like, would it be 1 for 1? I wonder. Either way. Well, that's actually getting kind of bad, but we'll see how it goes. Right. Okay. So... running a wire across here and up would be wise, and I could also run one down. To connect to a liquid shutoff. Let's break these up. I'll wait for the day Aavak makes me a hot air balloon that brings me food when I am in dire need. Sure. But you know me, the hot air balloon will have to go on an adventure first. It'll be a grand adventure involving Eric Idle. I need seeds. Bud seeds. Priority 9. Just to make sure they actually get over here. Other than that, could you please sweep that up and also mop up the petroleum, I think? Hey, Obsidian Mist. Going to lurk till I fall asleep. Have a good time, son, everyone. I'll take care. Speaking about food, though, I think Sheila would appreciate some breakfast gnomes. Even though it's like midday. So maybe I'm going to have to get some gnomes for a couple of weeks. Let's pop. No, damn it. I can't make all of that out of igneous. No. I wanted to make it all out of igneous rock, though. Igneous rock. Perfect. Right, first and foremost, buildings need to go. Let's get rid of you. Let's put in some ladders. Best food is given by boyfriend, like when he orders mac and cheese along with his order just for me to steal. Ah, you're making me blush. You're not meant to point out the good deeds I do, otherwise it depreciates the good deeds. That's how this works. It's meant to be sneaky. Oh, yeah. Duly noted, Castle. Oh, bless. Right, let's get that out of here as well, please. Now, sadly, I've got all of these storage bins basically full. I'm going to need to tell them to store nothing at all.
Looking dapper.
Right, now that all of that's done, let's get more buildings gone. All of those. Actually, we can get all of those. And then we'll take all of these away. I should be able to reach all of them. Let's grab these as well. Little by little, we're getting somewhere. It's very slow, but... Univenon, thank you ever so much for the 25 months, mate. Diolch yn fawr iawn, buddy. Right, we've got enough igneous rock now to be able to finish... Oh, actually, that's in the wrong place. Finish that off. Also to bring this down. To the transit tube access point. See, I'm swinging back and forth on how to set that up properly. I will get back to that in a bit. But for now, I'm just going to run a little ladder across there, and I'm going to pop a manual lock on this door. There we are. This can just sit there for a time being. I've got other things that I really do need to get sorted. There are so many little jobs to do. There we are. All the buddy bud seeds are in there. Fantastic. Let's get a create a drop-off point right there. This will be set for pips. First pip will plant that, then that, then that, and every time they've managed to plant a seed, I will get rid of the next ladder in the chain until eventually we've got all the buddy buds all the way along. Then we're going to move the transit tube right here. In fact, I'm not sure we even need it, to be perfectly honest. We can probably do away with it. Yeah, we could. This would encourage a very specific approach, but... That's actually not polluted water. That is, in fact, petroleum. It looks very much like the polluted water, but here you go. One is significantly more orange and glowy than the other. That's how you tell. That is polluted water there, though. Right, let's go ahead, have a look at our events. Next activity, 7.4 cycles. Oh, wow. Did we manage to get all the way through? Huh. It went dormant for a while. 7.4 cycles to go before it becomes active again. What about you? That one is active presently, so that's probably been propping us up a bit. That being said, you know, I might genuinely be... maybe I shouldn't ignore the small amount that the solar panel has been adding into the main net. Also the steam turbines down here as well. .8 cycles before it's back. Hopefully that gets here soon. But yeah, right now, the main thing that we need to get done down here is the floral scent room. I'm still uncertain on how many pumps I want in there. I could just have one large transformer running all 4 pumps. It seems wasteful because we've already paid a cost to get the oxygen from up here all the way down there. But adding in the floral scent is important. That being said... Oh, wait. Huh. I could build the floral scent in here. No, none of the derps are allergic to it. No. What if I did that? What if I built the floral scent into the electrolyzer? Actually, no. It runs way too hot. Never mind. Yeah, it's too hot. Yeah, no, that's the plan. Road train, fill the base with it. Yeah, and also the Atmo suits. How long does it last for? Having smelled floral scent, because the base has got a decent amount of it just from 2 plants. Morale. Okay, so good meal, great haul, nature reserve, passably relaxed, interested skill learned, showered, 3 shift break, washroom, duplicant, barracks, last cycle decor, mediocre, socialized. Oh. Oh no, there we are, smelled flowers. Stress minus 5% per cycle, so time remaining 0.3 cycles. How long does it last for? Or is it always 0.3? Yeah, it's always 0.3. But if I put it into their suit, then they would take that smell with them all the time, so they would constantly be dropping stress. Yeah, and floral scent makes it nigh impossible for any other germ to exist, yep. Hello all, I peeked in here briefly yesterday. Figured, new colony, and didn't pay that much attention. Just having a friendly voice in the background. But I just realised this is, in fact, the series I've been following on YouTube. I just missed 700 cycles. Care to show a brief tour so I can somewhat catch up? I recognise some parts, but lost them. But lots of them look completely different. Yeah, sure. So, this is the whole map right now. We are very aggressively converting our frozen core into a not frozen core. Quite the opposite, in fact. We have got, depending on where you are in the series on YouTube, you've probably seen the oil reservoirs. We are largely now farming only molten slicksters. And as a consequence, we're generally just producing petroleum out of CO2, which is very, very nice. Though not a lot of CO2 has been getting in there recently. We have got the industrial brick. You're probably familiar with that, I imagine, because that was set up fairly early on. The main base has more or less stayed the same for most of the time we've had it. This is the new habitat area that I'm setting up for. It is hopefully going to be a really, really good project. I'm going to try and get some buddy buds down here, such that the oxygen that's being brought into the base will first sit in here and get plenty of floral scent germs attached to it. It will then be pumped into the base's air conditioning and also pumped out into the Atma suits as well. There is a nature reserve that they have to walk through in order to get to the Atma suits. There's showers along the way. They will have their own personal bedrooms in each one. It's very high decor. Pretty much everywhere is very high decor. It's carpeted floors, etc., etc. We have also got gas kind of cycling at the top and the bottom. So anything other than oxygen that makes it up to the top of the bottom gets cycled back out. Oxygen gets returned to the base, whereas any other gases get vented out. Currently, with nothing further being done to them, they just get vented outside of the base. This is going to be our cooling room. So this room is going to be temperature controlled, and everything, any fluid or gas moving into the base has to come through this temperature controlled room, so it basically acts as air conditioning for us. And that is powered by, well, it's not really powered by the steam engines, but 2 aquatuners are going to be responsible for taking care of that. We've got glossy Dracos, quite a few of them. Stone hatches over there, quite a few of them again. We have now tamed the steam geyser, and we're bringing that steam into the industrial brick as well to feed into its archives. You know what? I should probably add a command, YouTube or exclamation mark YouTube. I've got 2 YouTube channels. The one that you'll get the link for from archives, the archives command, is the one that I upload stream VODs to. My other YouTube is where I put up recorded, like, bespoke content for YouTube. So more edited Let's Plays, let's say. But the industrial brick is doing reasonably well, especially with the steam vent. It's constantly got a nice high steam temperature, so the steam turbines are more or less running constantly. Hello, this world looks insane. How do you keep the world temp to a livable temperature? Well, right now, I had a frozen core, so effectively, I'm pumping polluted water all the way through the base. And then it's also hitting 2 aqua tuners over here, so I'm actively cooling it even further. But a lot of it makes all of its way down here, and then it chills out in this place. But honestly, this place is now hotter than the coolant is when it goes in there. So in fact, I'm more or less keeping this from getting too hot. It's no longer a particularly good system. But a lot of the big heat generators are kind of encapsulated, and I'm using their heat. So I'm turning their heat into steam and then generating power from it before returning it as water. So all of my big industrial heat generators are in this room where their heat is actually useful to me rather than something that I'm trying to struggle against. I'm also doing much the same with my rockets. Oh, they're back on that note. I kind of missed the deal there. James, get out. Go, James. But yeah, for example, I'm capturing all the gases that my rocket exhausts and the heat that it exhausts, and I'm turning that into power down here or pumping it into the rest of the base as needed. I make use of wheezeworts, so on and so forth. There's lots of little different things I do. Can I do the temp map mode? Sure, I'm more than happy to. So this is an Oasis map, so it's a very hot map naturally. There were 2 icy biomes, glacier biomes, that are no longer cold. The glacier biome was here, but I dumped all the water down there as it melted. And this glacier biome was there, basically. And again, a lot of it is melted. And you can sort of see as the heat is transferring in. Down here, that's reasonably well maintained, thanks to my aqua tuners. Down here, very much not anymore. Ultra not, in fact. To the point that I really should, realistically speaking, run my coolant over here instead of over there. I'm just basically equalizing the temperature in the water right now.